You know, wall breakers hold an annual race. Only the fastest make it through to the battles, and the losers, well, they end up in the graveyard. Unfortunately for Larry, wall breakers are known to fight dirty, and cheating is common on the racetrack. But when wall breakers are faced with a problem, there's only ever one solution: more explosives. Larry decided to run on top of his gunpowder barrel like nothing I've ever seen before. The other wall breakers threw their barrels to try and take him down, but luckily for Larry, the barrel gave him a second life, giving him the chance to push through for victory. And that's how the evolved wall breaker entered the arena. Did you know the E-Wizard is called a wizard, but honestly he doesn't know anything about magic? He was actually an inventor who specialized in static electricity. He worked every day tirelessly, drinking countless cups of coffee. Responsible for key inventions of the Tesla Tower and Zap. While working on his next big hit, he confused his coffee mug with a spell vial and drank a whole bottle of lightning. From that day forth, he was constantly charged with electricity. Now every time he touches anything metal, he immediately gets a shock, and taking a bath would be a life-threatening incident. He continues his research, and in fact, his latest invention, the evolved Zap, is just about to enter the arena. Did you know carrying the battle ram is one of the greatest honors a barbarian can have? Well, after the honor of just being a barbarian. Barbarians actually train all day, just in the hope they get to lift up that big piece of wood. The problem? Since the first introduction of evolved barbarians, they just became too strong. The battle ram would just snap into pieces from their immense strength. So, the barbarians went on a quest to find some way to evolve their ram. They asked countless troops, stole legs, towers, even pretended to read a book. Eventually, with their combined one brain cell, the barbarians found a solution. The only thing that can hold up to the strength of a barbarian is another barbarian. Now, in each battle ram is a barbarian holding it all together. If you listen closely, sometimes you can hear the muffled cries from that barb as the evolved battle ram charges into the arena. Did you know wizards measure their awesomeness not only by magic, but also by beard and hairstyle? One day, one particular wizard was so determined to impress his fellow wizard bros that he used 20 whole cans of hairspray to get as much volume as possible. He was feeling ultra confident, but during a battle, he accidentally cast a fireball, which set all the excess hairspray on fire, surrounding him with flames. The other wizards were so impressed, he instantly went to the top of the ratings. And that is how the evolved wizard entered the arena. Did you know goblins love putting themselves in danger? Firing themselves from mortars or rockets is one of their favorite pastimes. But the problem is, there's only room for one goblin on a rocket or a cannonball. So, the goblins invented the goblin barrel so they could launch into the air next to their friends. But quickly, the goblin barrel became the bane of the kings, which meant as soon as they would land, they would be hit by a zap, arrows, or even a fireball. But the goblins came up with a plan. Creating an additional barrel with dummy goblins, they could fire a fake barrel as a decoy to defy the king's attention and increase their chances of success. And that's how the evolved goblin barrel entered the arena. Did you know the goblin brawler is so aggressive, even the goblins decided he was too nuts? He would constantly start fights whenever he could. Due to this, the goblins decided to sedate him and lock him up in a cage. But the problem is the cage would always be destroyed by the carnage of battle, releasing the brawler to wildly attack anyone around. So, the goblins decided to strengthen him so he couldn't escape. For a while, no one heard from the goblin brawler, but in the darkness, he was molded, evolved into something more powerful. One day, a barbarian was walking by, and an arm burst from the cage, dragging the barbarian into a death match. The evolved goblin brawler emerged from the evolved goblin cage, and the barbarian was never heard from again. And that's how the evolved goblin cage entered the arena. Did you know that the P.E.K.K.A is actually just a spirit trapped inside a suit of armor? Everyone wonders how she got there, but the most popular theory is that there was once a fifth spirit. We have all heard of the fire, ice, electro, and heal spirit, but originally there was also a nature spirit. The nature spirit had the ability to grow plants and flowers and loved nothing more than to watch nature, especially butterflies. When the king discovered the spirits, he instantly found a use for all the others, but there isn't much use for growing grass on a battlefield. So, the nature spirit was kicked out of the arena. Upset at being exiled, the spirit climbed inside an old suit of armor and rested there. The spirit happened to rest for so long
that she became fused to the armor. With her new menacing appearance, she re-entered the arena as the star troop we all know and love, the Pet. Did you know the Mega Knight has a secret? Even though he's huge, he has incredibly small and beautifully delicate hands, which resulted in the Mega Knight being bullied at night school, as every yearbook would show his pristine fingers. In order to hide his shame, he decided to always wear a helmet and giant wrecking ball boots. As a result, no one recognized him. Also, he gained incredible destructive power. Sometimes he would forget the wrecking balls were on his hands, and he would give the most dangerous high fives, and even rip toilet doors off by accident. Mega Knight graduated from night school after only a week, simply because it was too dangerous for the other students and teachers to have him there. In the arena, he rose to fame. However, one day, he found out there still existed one copy of his night school yearbook painting, which led to the Mega Knight becoming enraged, jumping wildly in the arena, determined to find the owner of that embarrassing picture.
Dart Goblin's evolution story began with a single misstep. One day, in the middle of a battle, he was sprinting away from the log when he slipped and tumbled into a never-ending miner tunnel. The tunnel led him to a hidden goblin temple, filled with rivers of poison, goblin hieroglyphs, and a mysterious glowing mask floating in the fumes of a poison spell. The mask was calling to him. Its gem gleamed brighter and brighter, hypnotizing him. Before he knew it, the mask took over him completely. Legend says he was poisoned for 3 days straight. Others say he just needed an excuse to nap. When he finally woke up, he was different, lethal, poisonous. But power has its limits. He still can't escape the log. And that's the story of Dart Goblin Evolution.